It's pretty basic, it's elemental, it's instinctual. That's how man evolved, is by watching fellow, humans. Somebody gets tired of sand in their mouth after eating, they start washing their food off in the river. It becomes global. That's why it's instinctual. There is no subject in the entire world that everybody has input except for the human body. You can go into the darkest, deepest recesses of New Guinea, and if you've got a translator, the only thing you have in common with that person is the human body. We live in one. We have to deal with them. And that's why if you go by a car accident, you have to watch. You have to look. Now, if you saw a bloody, severed body on the side of the road, it'll scar you, and you'll never forgive yourself. But that's what we try to do, give you that edge-of-the-seat car accident feeling without the bloody body. You asked me earlier, how far do you go? Do you bleed? And we never got around to answering that, but my limits are no blood. I don't want blood in this show. We're professionals. We're circus performers with some pride. The last thing we want is an accident. Now, sometimes accidents happen. We recently super glued Matt the Tube. He was in just his underwear. We super glued his back and his legs to a board, raised him to a ceiling to simulate those old super glue commercials. And he fell off, was knocked unconscious. Torture King had to give him the kiss of life. He left some patches of skin on that board, but he's recovered and doing super glue escapes once again. He's back on that super glue horse, Art.
There's some potential for some serious injuries in what you guys are doing. Is that would you say that's the worst accident that's happened in rehearsals with you guys?
That wasn't in rehearsal. That was in a live show in Norway, yeah. I just recently ate too many glass light bulbs and was hospitalized. I was doing press in London for an upcoming UK tour, and it was live, radio, television. So they were always asking me to eat a glass. I couldn't say no, because it wouldn't look like I could stand up to scrutiny, because what we do is real. So I went along with it and felt like an inverted porcupine. The next day I shit a chandelier. About 4 days later, after yogi stomach exercises and 20 bananas a day, the 1,000 points of glass were eliminated. It was embarrassing, too, because Jay Leno made fun of me, Paul Harvey made fun of me, USA Today cover of that. We're on the cover of USA Today today, by the way. You ought to pick that up, yeah. My cursed shrunken head is missing. There's a $10,000 reward for it. But that's another story. Howard Stern made fun of me. It was pretty weird. Paul Harvey, can you believe that? God.
When something like that happens, okay, it's embarrassing. How would you feel if one of your performers or something did some sort of? There's a potential for a lot more damage than just being sick.
Yeah, there's death. Some things, if they go wrong in the show, the career longevity is jeopardized. So we try not to. Everything has to be run through me. I don't let anything happen on that stage that's too insane. We are professionals. We'd like to survive and see another day.
Do you have any side effects? For instance, does Matt the Tube have any does he have anything special that affects him? He's sucking stuff out of his stomach every day.
You should ask Al Jurgensen about the after effects, because he drinks it.
And what is bile beer? Is that good for you? Is there an effect to that?
It's not bad. Good beer is served at room temperature. Great beer is served at body temperature. It's that after taste you got to worry about. He's a human distillery, and he blows out his nose quite a concoction. Some have said they feel younger after drinking it.
Were you there the first time he ever pumped his stomach like that?
No. The Tube had a reputation in Montana for having the world's greatest bar bet. He used to loudly proclaim to anyone that would listen that he could drink 2 quarts of beer, ketchup, mustard through his nose, blow it back out, and re-drink it within 30 seconds. That's how he never paid for a drink.
That's a good one. Wow. Jeez. I've heard you say that your performers are artists and that what you do is art. Do you have anything you want to say about that? I think that's an interesting statement.
Is it interesting because you disagree?
No, it's interesting because I think a lot of people would disagree, though. A lot of people would say that it's sensationalist or it's appealing to some sort of different appeal than what art generally does, or performance or something like that.
Oh, thrills, chills, and doctor bills. It's been around for a long time. It's like I said, this is the oldest form of art. Caveman hits himself over the head with club, other cavemen laugh. So, you know, we recently got kicked out of Denmark, the Opera House, the Opera Society. You know, they were making the claim that this wasn't proper for that venue. I sent a fax back real quick saying, I put lawyers on this, it's not over till the fat lady sings. But I don't think the translation from English to Danish really made any sense to them, but how often do you get a chance to say that?
All right, cool. What kind of what's your hope for the future with Jim Row's Circus Sideshow? Like, where would you most like to see it going in, say, a year from now or something like that?
Yeah, we've got a completely new situation that's going to be taking place. I don't want to talk about it right now, but I've got some interesting new things. I've been around the world twice since I last played the United States, and I went to every bizarre, obscure circus and performance situation I could go to on my odyssey of the odd. And I think there's things the United States needs to see. I've done the sideshow bit and had a lot of fun with it, but there's some new directions I want to go in now.
Can you talk a little bit about it? I mean, is it similar to what you're doing, or?
Well, it's similar in that it'll make your eyes pop out, but that's about as far as I'd like to elaborate.
We'll be definitely looking out for that one. Definitely. What about, like, do people faint all the time during your shows? Does that always happen?
Yeah, we get a couple of falling ovations a night, but that shows we're doing our job.
And you were saying that sometimes your show does get restricted, or is that like people try to stop it or whatnot?
We get banned pretty often. We usually put lawyers on it, and we're allowed back in later. Religious protests, depending on what kind of press we had before we got into the city. I think we'll have a relatively calm night tonight, but we've had hundreds of protesters at our shows on quite a few occasions. But
why do you think they're doing that? Why do you think they're protesting something like this?
Because of our Electric Jesus Act, where we electrocute the guy with the halo on and make him illuminate.
Huh. All right. All right. Well, I'm trying. Do you have something else you want to add? Anything you want to say to the Austin, Texas, in particular, public access viewers?
Austin, Texas, that's the hot spot in the country. Everybody's moving there. Forget everything you thought you knew about humans. Pick up the Jim Row's Circus Sideshow video, and we'll see you late 1994.